And good afternoon. This is Woody Collins with Congo Helping Hands, and it is another day of talking about the Congo, our daily presentation on subjects related to the Congo. So today, our topic is the travel requirements for the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Travel requirements. And travel has been on my mind for the last a couple weeks or more when I've been really thinking about when I'm going to make my next trip. So I've been thinking about getting all those things in order to make my next trip. And so we'll go ahead and get into it. But if you like these presentations, please like, subscribe, and share it with your friends. I would appreciate it. Thank you so much. So let's talk about travel to Congo. There's a number of requirements that you have to have. Some of them take a long time to get, and some of them is recommended. Some of them is definitely required. One of the first things they check when you go to the airport, when you check in, they're going to ask you for your proof of yellow fever shot, your yellow fever vaccination. And you have to have documentation, and they look at it real closely. And the problem they really look at it real closely is because now the airlines are required to bring you back to your origin, to pay for you to come back to your origin if for some reason you cannot be legally entered into the country. So therefore, it is really up to the people who here in the United States to make sure that you can get into the Congo. So they're going to check your documentation. So the first thing is required is a yellow fever shot. You put that on a yellow card, which is the traditional card by the World Health Organization. We don't know what the World Health Organization is going to be coming out with. They may come out with something more elaborate now that we have the COVID vaccinations on there. However, I put my COVID vaccination directly onto my uh, yellow card. So it's recorded in my yellow card, and I'll take the alternate, cards in case I lose my yellow card and all that kind of stuff. So it's important that you have that. That's the first thing that they really require you to have, because the other thing that they require you to have, you can probably get a visa potentially when you arrive there. I've heard different things now, people saying that you don't have to have a visa, you can buy one when you get there. And like in a lot of a lot of other African countries, you buy your visa once you get to the country, and you just stand in a different line, you give them the money. Sometimes, most times, they don't even require a picture or nothing like that. They just take your money, put a stamp in your passport, and you're off, and you're gone. However, in the Congo, you have to have that visa beforehand, unless you're going to try to buy it once you get there. And buying and getting it beforehand, they require not only, uh, number one, you got to pay, fill out the application, and you send it off to Washington. And what documentation that they require you to have in order to get the visa is that yellow fever vaccination again. And so they want copies of that. Don't send in your yellow card. You don't want to get that lost somewhere. You actually just send in a copy of it. And also, they want you to have a round trip ticket. So you have to show proof of a round trip ticket. So that's kind of difficult from my perspective, because you don't know when you're leaving, because you may decide you're going to go for 2 weeks, and you don't know when you're leaving because you can't leave until you get your visa, and you don't know when the visa is going to come back. So therefore, it's like catch 22. So you just pull uh, a reasonable uh, figure out of the air as to when you're going to leave and when you're going to return. Make reservations and hope that your visa is back by that time that it goes. There's some kind of tricks you can play along with that, but you know, uh, you know, that's what you got to have. You got to have that proof of being that you're actually returning to the United States. So that is one of that's the other requirement. And they also recommend you have your tetanus and your measles, mumps, and rubella, and also they require that you have a tetanus shot up to date, and also maybe go ahead and get a polio booster if it has not been done in a quite a while. So those are the things that they're going to require that you have. Just those two things: and the visa and your yellow fever vaccination record. They require that, and they're going to look at it. I have stood up in the line with the United counter arguing with the lady about the expiration date. The expiration on a yellow fever is 10 years. I had this one lady, she was trying to tell me it was 5 years. And then also she was looking at another date on there that she didn't understand. Also with the visa, it's all in French. It's not in English. So therefore, you're going to have to explain to her, and especially if you're traveling in one of the months, uh, let's say April, and they will put on your visa, they will put the date that they've issued it, maybe let's say the 12th of April. So that would be 12/4 2021 that they will put in your visa. I mean, some of these people will, you try to tell them that they use the day, then month, and year. She go, oh well, no, this was put in there the 12th December the 4th, and so therefore it's either not valid or whatever the case may be. So you have to argue with them about that. So, but nevertheless, you can probably get those things worked out. But one of the things I wanted to talk about that was in a news article yesterday, and this was the day after the CDC, our Center for Disease Control and Prevention, put out a information regarding having fully vaccinated people, and this article appeared right after that, talking about a passport. And also the state of Florida, the governor in Florida, saying he signed an executive order saying a vaccination passport is going to be illegal in Florida. However, as I've already explained, you have to have documentation uh, on your yellow fever. And I would not be surprised that probably sooner or later, as the vaccinations get more worldwide, and we see that people who are vaccinated are less risk of bringing in disease and less risk of getting sick, that these foreign countries are going to start requiring. So therefore, Congo maybe at one point in time says, hey, you got to have a COVID vaccination before you can come to Congo. So I don't care what the state governor would say. Yeah, you would have to have one of those. And so it's going to be kind of crazy that we're going through these lists to say, oh, it's not required. Well, it may not be required if you're going to fly domestically or you're going on a cruise or something. But even a cruise ship, once it's out into international waters, it is the responsibility, it come on a whole bunch of new rules. And a lot of these cruise ships are not American flagships. They are other flags. So therefore, if they're a Norwegian cruise, they would have to go by what the your Norwegian government says. So I mean, it's just crazy. But anyway, that's what I wanted to talk about today, to kind of give you an update on that. Uh, so please take care of yourself. And if you are eligible to get a vaccination, and if you're thinking about going to Congo, I would definitely say that you need to go ahead and get that done. Second thing is, let's get the pandemic control under control here in the United States. By number one, let's socially distance ourselves. Number two, wear our mask. And number three, that we want to wash our hands as frequently as possible. So take care, and we will see you tomorrow, Monday, at 3 o'clock. And for those who are of the Christian faith, happy Easter to you. And we'll talk to you later. Take care now.